Now at 4, temperature tumble tonight. We're timing out the Arctic front when it arrives and the weather impacts it brings.
And giving public schools a financial boost. The local effort to help thousands of Hoosier students.
Plus, bone-chilling and brazen. Surveillance video shows United Healthcare's CEO being shot and killed right in downtown Manhattan. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Okay, get ready for powerful winds and tumbling temperatures. An Arctic blast is on its way right now. Good afternoon. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Jenny Runovich in today for Felicia. Thanks so much for watching 13 News at 4. You know, when we hear Arctic blast, it's not going to be good. Meteorologist Sean Ash has been tracking this cold front. So what is the timing?
Yeah, we're still kind of on target here. I think it hits the metro area sometime between about 9 and 11 o'clock.
Okay.
That means evening rush hour is okay. All right. Morning rush hour, a different story here. So let's show you what's going on. Now, with that said, it is still windy, and it's going to be windy for the remainder of the day. We've had gusts already over 30 miles per hour, and those are going to ramp up with this boundary. It is our warmest day we've had since the day before Thanksgiving, and the first time we've been above freezing since last Saturday. Now, this is not the front, and this is a lot of this not reaching the ground, but if it does, it's going to be liquid. But that will be key to later tonight here. 41 Muncie, 43 Indy, almost 50 in Shelbyville and Bloomington as that strong southwest wind kicks in. That's a little disturbance before the front gets here. You can see the gusts are near and above 30 miles per hour. That boundary, the true front, is getting close to Chicago, so it will put it into northwest Indiana before about 8 o'clock, and it comes through the metro, as we talked about, from 9 and 11. Notice the temperature drop there, so any moisture that's going to be on the roads from what we've had right now and what comes with the boundary, it's going to flash freeze. So we're going to have some slick travel here. Here's the front. There you go. There's that burst of rain and briefly heavy snow. And then behind it, we're going to have some snow showers and possibly some snow squalls here. It will not take a lot of snow tonight to make the roads messy going into tomorrow morning. We'll talk about that morning commute coming up in the 7-day forecast.
All right, Sean, you know, we typically don't see temperatures this cold until next month or so. So we're cranking that heat up a little sooner this year.
We sure are. And as those energy bills then rise, keeping your home warm and energy costs low is a growing concern. So we spoke with AES Indiana today about how to lower those bills. First, clean your air filters and vents. Dust accumulation can really make your heater work harder and then block the airflow.
Another thing you can do is turn your thermostat down by about 8 degrees or so when you're at work and when you're sleeping. And don't set the thermostat higher than you want the heat to be in your home. Take a listen here.
Even if you're trying to heat your home quickly, that actually won't heat your home any faster. It runs your system longer than necessary, which increases those energy costs.
If you're struggling to pay your winter electric bill, there are programs out there to help. That includes the Energy Assistance Program, which can help you out with monthly payments.
Applications are open for that program right now. You can contact your local housing authority for more information, or you can call 211. Well, we have breaking news right now on 13 News at 4. IMPD is investigating after a shooting involving police officers on the southeast side of Indianapolis.
This is happening on Brookville Way near Brookville Road and Shadeland Avenue, and it's really just off of 465 on the near southeast side. We have a crew on the way, and of course we're working to learn more. As soon as our crews get to that scene, we'll bring you a live report, so stay with us here on 13 News at 4 and on our mobile app for any updates as soon as we get them. All right, now that it's getting increasingly colder out, you may be tempted to remote start your car. And that is why IMPD issued this warning today on its Facebook page. They say it's fine to warm up your car, but never ever leave it running unattended. And make sure and lock your doors. And remember, though, even if your doors are locked, it's still relatively easy for thieves to break in. So remove all your valuables. Police say it only takes a split second for somebody to jump behind the wheel and take off, something that they see a number of times every winter.
Right. You think it's common sense, but good reminders.
It happens. The prosecution rested its case today in the trial of two IMPD officers accused of, among the charges, reckless homicide.
They are charged in the death of Herman Whitfield III. And today, the pathologist who performed the autopsy on Whitfield testified about the cause of death. So he said a combination of 5 factors led to Whitfield's death, including being restrained chest down, being struck by a taser, morbid obesity, and cardiovascular disease. But the pathologist could not say if Whitfield would have survived if he was rolled on his side sooner.
Whitfield's parents called police to their house back on April 25th, 2022 for help for their son who was having a mental health crisis. An expert witness on police behavior testified the officers, Adam Ahmad and Stephen Sanchez, followed best practices, including using the taser on Whitfield.
Right now, the defense is presenting its side. Our Rich Nye will join us from the courthouse with the latest on this case coming up on 13 News at 5.
Also happening right now, 3 city-county councilors are working on a new proposal that would give a public education boost here in Indianapolis.
This program will give more money to support thousands of students. So where would that money come from? Well, our Marion County reporter Lauren Kostick is looking into it for us.
Those 3 councilors plan to introduce the proposal at next month's City-County Council meeting in hopes of creating a new revenue stream dedicated to supporting public education here in the Circle City.
It's an opportunity for the council to come alongside a very strong non-for-profit in our community, but to come alongside families who really need support in that education space.
Council Majority Leader Maggie Lewis is leading the charge with Rise Indy, saying this year the mayor challenged the council to make Indy an education destination.
So we took that charge and then began chatting with Leader Lewis about what could we do and what could be innovative.
Together crafting a first-of-its-kind program that would generate funds specifically for Marion County families. Those dollars would come from developers who receive financial help from the city for big projects.
Those who are doing business with the city that are receiving incentives for capital projects. Those who are receiving TIP funding, we're asking 1% of that funding to go to this initiative.
That money would then go to families who need it the most, with a focus on literacy and math proficiency, transportation, and student services. A new tool that could be a game changer for thousands of students. Now, this proposal still has a long way to go. It will be introduced to the council in January, then sent to the Education Committee for approval before being sent back to the council in February for a final vote. In Indianapolis, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.
Lauren, thank you. And now to the developing story we have been watching play out all day long in New York City. The CEO of United Healthcare shot and killed this morning in the middle of Manhattan.
Yeah, really frightening stuff. Right now, the search is still on for the shooter, and there is surveillance video of this attack. We do want to let you know we have stopped the video before shots are fired. So take a look here. You can see the CEO there walking down the sidewalk where the suspect, there he is, walks up and pulls a gun. Now, NYPD is calling this a targeted attack, and they say the killer, who you see here, used a silencer.
50-year-old Brian Thompson had been the CEO of United Healthcare since 2021, and police say he was in New York for an investor conference today.
It appears the suspect was lying in wait for several minutes. And as the victim was walking to the conference hotel, the suspect approached from behind and fired several rounds, striking the victim at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf.
That video, those pictures, just shocking to see there. Police say the shooter ran into an alley, then rode an electric bike into Central Park. NYPD Crime Stoppers are offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to the suspected shooter.
Now again, about the suspect, Thompson, he was named United Healthcare CEO back in April of 2021. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children.
As soon as we learn more about that, we'll bring it to you. With his pick for defense secretary running into some roadblocks, President-elect Trump may be weighing some other options.
Sources tell NBC News Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is among those in contention for the top Pentagon job. But as Bree Jackson reports, Pete Hegseth is not going down without a fight.
Uncertainty swirling about the future of President-elect Trump's pick for Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth.
I think There are questions that some members have, and we're going to be working for an answer.
Sources tell NBC News that as many as 6 Republican senators are not currently comfortable backing Hegseth's bid as allegations against him grow. The latest coming from 10 current and former Fox News employees, telling NBC News that the former host drank in ways that concern them. 2 saying on more than a dozen occasions they smelled alcohol on Hegseth before he went on air. Even some Republicans raise concerns about whether Hegseth can rally enough support to be confirmed.
He'll go through the process. He'll be asked about it. We'll see what happens.
I do think it's really appropriate, though, to have FBI background checks on that. My God, you know, if you're going to be in charge of the most lethal organization in the history of humanity.
Hegseth has been making his case to lawmakers while shying away from public comment.
Do you need to address the questions about your character?
A Trump transition spokesperson called the latest allegations disgusting, completely unfounded, and false. Trump allies are standing by his picks.
These are some really top-shelf A-list people.
2 sources telling NBC News the president-elect is considering Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for the position. The sources say DeSantis is, quote, very much in contention for the appointment. The Wall Street Journal first reported this overnight. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Still ahead today, power plant failure. The entire country that's now in the dark following an electrical grid collapse.
And the search intensifies this afternoon for a grandmother who authorities believe was swallowed up by a sinkhole. Sean?
And we've got a stinging start tomorrow morning. Wind chills below 0 for the first time in 10 months. Rest of the forecast on the way.
And now let's take a quick look at traffic conditions as we head to break. Things looking very good right now on I-70. This is west of rural Keystone.